Okay, I'm going to make this intro fast. Mark Rollins, these are skits I wrote about 25 to 30 years ago for college-age Christian group, and they're on a
WWJD
YouTube
radio is
channel
fully
on the
automated,
CCF
so all you gotta
90s
do is
Skits
just
No.
announce the
You can go
songs.
there if you want to watch it
Remember,
without
mic controls
commentary.
here, phone controls there
Again,
and
I'm
there.
going to warn about the evangelical
remember,
cringe, and
Dr.
there is a
Christine's
lot of it
call-in
here.
show is in
I
a
don't know if
couple
you saw the
minutes,
beginning
she'll
of
be
this,
here
but
to do
this
that.
is about
So have a good radio show.
a station
Remember, just
called
be yourselves.
WWJD,
Loud and clear.
and I think that was me at the beginning. I don't remember being in this
Can you
sketch.
believe it, Frank?
But anyway, so yeah, this is one of those times in which this happened a lot when I was with CCF.
Coming to you live.
Oftentimes I'd be given a subject that was about as vague as anything that could be.
Practice.
And a lot of times they just sometimes they were just whatever was happening in the whole Christian sphere at the time. And in the 90s, this showed up. I'm sure if you remember the 90s, you probably, and you know about the Christian movement back then, you probably remember WWJD. I mean, it was pretty much everywhere.
This is the
I mean,
Frank
it was
and Ben
something
Show
that I
on
don't think that you could really
WWJD
copyright.
In just a few minutes,
So
we have
pretty
the
much
Dr. Christine
everybody
show.
made like bracelets and jive like
me
that,
introduce
and that were
Aaron
just
Jeffrey
like,
with
you know, hey,
I Go
what
to
would
the Rock.
Jesus do? Not only is it a cliche, it's a thought term in English, and that's what I gotta say about that.
The phone.
I did my best to come up with something, so I don't remember how I came up with this idea of essentially about two guys at a radio station
I was on the phone.
who have to essentially become the counselors there instead of the DJs.
On the phone.
I don't know, I kind of thought that was a... personally, I think these two really sell it. I actually think this is a pretty well-executed idea, and these actors are really doing their best on it, and so yeah.
So are you playing a rematch?
As much as sometimes, every once in a while, you
can't
can
be a counselor.
polish a rock and get a good
drag me
diamond
into
out
this.
of it, and maybe that's what this is.
Don't worry,
I say
Frank.
maybe because
I'm great with people.
there's one joke in there
like
that
letting
I'll
it
get to it that
WWJD's
I
Radio
honestly think is
Talks.
one of the finest jokes I've ever written.
Lines are open, so please call in.
And yeah,
My name is
unfortunately,
Ben,
it's hard
and
to
I'll be filling in
sometimes it's
for
hard to
Dr.
talk about
Christine
some of
today.
this stuff here.
With me in the studio.
So the setup is that
my
apparently
assistant,
there's
Frank.
some
Give me the
radio
mic, Ben.
counselor host named
give me
Dr.
the mic.
Christine who cancels at the last minute,
They can hear
and
that.
then this one guy basically just says, "No,
I
I'll
think
just do the
it's
show."
time that we
And we've
go
all had a
to
friend
our
like
first
this
caller.
who
Number
wants to
one.
do so much good
What's your name,
and
please?
just can't really
Yes,
do
hi, my
all
name
that
is
good because they
Jenny,
just
and I'm
don't
having a
have the
problem with my
capacity to
roommate.
do all
I
that
know just
good.
how she feels.
So, yeah. So,
Trying to get to the problem.
yeah, and I have to admit, in watching this, this surely
What
has a
seems to be the
VeggieTales
problem,
influence.
Jenny?
I can tell that the guy on the left
she's
is
a
more like
complete
Larry, and the
mess.
guy on
She
the
leaves
right
her
is more
clothes
like
all over
Bob.
the floor and plays her
I
music
really
way
feel
too
like you
loud.
could do this as a VeggieTales
Well, it sounds
sketch
like she needs
with
to
Larry and
change.
Bob, and you would
That's
not
it.
be
Give me the
able
mic,
to, and
Ben.
use the same script, and you would not be able to tell the difference.
Well, I'm not sure how to
So,
handle
yeah.
this one right now, so I'll come back to you
so,
later.
yeah.
Please hold.
You can't put her on hold. We're on the
Oh
air.
yeah, and this is
Right,
pretty funny.
I
They
think
just
it's
have to
time
do this kind
that
of
we go
live
to our
thing
next
like this.
caller.
I've actually
Caller number
done
two.
a little bit of
Your
work
name,
in
please?
radio, and it is
Yeah,
kind of
this is
awkward when
Sean,
you're
and
live
I'm
and you
having
have to
trouble
kind
with
of
a
switch
decision.
things over, and there's kind
Hi,
of this.
Sean. How can I help
And
you?
I've been on
Well, I'm
worked on a
planning
radio
on staying
station
up
where
late
if
Saturday
the
night,
thing
and so I'm
fails,
going to get
everyone is hearing you
to
fail, and
be,
that's always
I'm going
kind
to
of
be in very
kind of
much
embarrassing.
trouble
And maybe
because I
that's where I
don't
got
know
the
what I'm going
inspiration
to be
for this. I
doing
don't know.
Saturday night.
This sketch is
and
actually a lot better
I don't know
than
if
I
I'm going to
remember
be
it.
able to make it to
Oh, well.
church or not.
Yeah, but,
What do you think I should
having
do?
a guy whose like biggest problem
Man,
is he's wondering
that's a
whether he should
tough
stay out on
call.
Saturday Night Live or
What do you
I'm
think,
sorry,
Frank?
Saturday night.
Go to a commercial.
I guess I said Saturday Night Live because that's kind of a
Right.
Freudian slip. I
Me
mean, yeah,
and my
these are.
assistant need to
Hey,
talk
Saturday Night
this
Live
one
was a major
over.
influence on me,
So
and
I'll
I've said
tell you
that
what.
before.
There's this girl
But yeah,
on
I
line
mean,
one
come on,
with a
this
very
guy. I
similar
mean,
problem.
stay out on
I'll let
Saturday
you
Night Live
talk
or
to
go
her.
to church the next day. What do you think a church sketch is going
Hello?
to tell you to do?
Hi, this
Now, I
is
love
Jenny.
the fact
Who
that
are
this
you?
guy doesn't
I don't
know how to
think I wanna
solve
hear
the
this.
individual problems, so he puts them on the phone
We
together.
need help right now.
And now coming up is that joke here. So, and where this guy
Hey,
kind
look,
of calls the
there's a number for a
helpline.
helpline right here. I'll call it.
Okay, so he calls this
Get that,
number,
won't you?
and then he gets that other phone,
Hi, is this the
and this
helpline?
is hysterical because it's like
Well, you see, my friend and I are on this radio
he
talk
doesn't
show,
realize that
and
that's a
we
phone
don't
to
know how to answer
the same
people's
number.
questions.
And I think it's
So,
hysterical
I was
how he.
wondering, hey, I'm
no,
on
this
the
probably
phone,
wouldn't
man.
happen. Like he would hear
Hey,
himself talking
what I sound
behind him. Is that what I sound like? That's a great payoff for that joke. Yeah, people
We
applauded
are
for
the
that one for a
helpline.
good reason.
And those
Yeah, I
people
actually
need
think that's one of the
answers.
best jokes I've ever written. So
What are we gonna tell
I'm gonna have
them?
to make a. If I ever make a
What are
top
you
10
gonna tell them?
list of top 10 jokes
Think,
that I've written,
Ben.
I would have to put that on there
What would
somewhere.
you do in their situation?
What would I do?
And of course, like most
What
of these
would-
sketches, once you get to the really funny, zany
course!
comedy, you have
Our
to get to a
station!
message because
Yeah, our
it's a
station, the
Christian
one that's
skit,
gonna
and
fire
that's
us.
what you
What
do.
about it?
Right.
So yeah.
It's
So unfortunately,
WWJD.
I'm sorry, not unfortunately, but
I think
I
it's
say
a
unfortunately because
revolution.
yeah, this is probably weird writing, but he has this revelation
Revelation.
about,
Yeah, that
hey,
too.
what would Jesus do?
I
All
know
we have to
just
do
what
is
to
just
do.
tell them what would Jesus
Hello,
do, and it's a
everybody.
very
We're back.
oversimplified message. I will admit
Sean,
that.
Jenny, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that
Yes.
as it is.
Okay,
So
here's
not,
my
I
advice.
really think. Remember I said that the WWJD
What
is
would
thought
Jesus do
terminating.
in
I
your
will have to
situation?
say that. I think there's
Yeah.
something to
I
this
don't think Jesus would
aspect
want me to
of
miss
this.
church.
And I don't know. It's
And
just
Jesus
crazy.
wouldn't
I
want me
mean,
to
if you think
do
about
what
the
I was
world that
gonna do
Jesus
to
lived
my
in with
roommate.
the world that you're living now, I honestly
Right.
don't know what.
Now,
Jesus
what would
do
Jesus
on some of
want you
those
to do?
things. But I'd love to see Jesus on
love my
Facebook
roommate.
or on TikTok or something
Definitely
like
go
that.
to
That would be
church.
kind of funny. Boy, now that would
Great.
be a good sketch
Now
idea.
go
I would
and
love
do
to do that one.
what Jesus would do.
So yeah,
Thank
crazy
you.
stuff like that.
Thanks.
Anyway,
this
so
is Dr. Ben signing off.
so I'm not sure.
It
I love
feels
this
great
kind of last
to
line
know
where he
that
says-
you've made a difference in the world.
When he's the one who started the problem in the first place. Oh yeah.